Hello, everybody of the world. My name is Chase Young, and welcome to episode 1 of Mensacast. I'm joined today by my co-host. Hello, if you'd like to introduce yourself here.
Hello, I'm Jet Gold, and I'm proud to be here with you, as always, on the Mensacast. We have a variety of topics we're excited to get into today and continue to expand our understanding of this beautiful world.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm just ecstatic to be here. For those who don't know, I'm actually I'm new to the Mensa social media team, and I'm very honored, really, to be representing such an amazing organization. I was, admittedly, you can hear it in my voice here, shaking a little bit. I was nervous because where do you start with something like this to bring knowledge to the world to make it a better place? In the same way, Prometheus stole fire and hid it in the fennel seed and brought it to humanity. Where do you even begin? But with a little bit of reassurance from my new compatriot and friend, Jet Gold, I'm very excited, and I'm found newfound confidence for this project. So
absolutely, and I think the important thing there, Chase, is just that we're approaching it from a careful angle, right? We're not
absolutely
too concerned exactly with what that outcome might be, but we're trying to approach it with a calm demeanor. We're being considerate about the way that we're speaking about things, the types of topics that we're speaking about, how they might impact our audience, what that audience is. But I think in general, your attitude has really ameliorated the entire atmosphere on Mensacast, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Me too. And I'm so glad you said that. The carefulness with which we approach these topics is key. I'm actually, I don't know if you know about my past, but I'm just hopping off of another podcast where my co-hosts, they were very brazen and flippant with the way they approached a lot of topics, and I found it a very let's say venomous in some points. So I'm really very excited to, as a new, more considerate, more, let's say, reverent co-host, I'm excited for what we're going to accomplish. Jet, I heard that you had some topics prepared for today.
That's right, Chase. So
yeah.
I've just been keeping up with some of the latest and greatest information in our sphere here on Mensa. We have a nice subforum, of course, where we exchange information and talk about current events and topics, particularly in the world of health and science. And something that I found very interesting, and I thought you could talk about perhaps with some of your appropriate backgrounds, is the push to increase the limits that we have on seabed mining. A lot of people, of course, arguing that it's going to be too destructive, and we're just not aware of the ecological impact overall. But it's a thing that we've kind of tucked away into the corner, into the shadows of our culture, and haven't really considered very much. You're hearing some people talk now about what a progressive alternative could be to seabed mining. For many, finding some of those same minerals is something that could be possibly answered by space exploration, perhaps mining on the moon, if it can be made fiscally appropriate. What do you think about that?
Well, Jet, it is such a complex topic, and I'm very excited to actually be just diving right into it. It's also one that is very divisive, seabed mining. On one hand, you have the camp which is pro seabed mining, which is, of course, it posits that the exploration into the ocean to extract materials which would otherwise be more difficult to find near the surface of the land above water.
Correct. Very true.
I do feel like it would be important. Those materials could be considered valuable in some cases to some people for some means, whatever they might be. On the other hand, we have the ecological devastation, which could be considered. I'm sure you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef. So, there's really two really very important camps that need to be discussed here, and I think you would agree with me there.
I think it's very important to keep both sides in mind.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of lobbying as well. I've heard this from my friend who did an internship at the ISA. That's the International Seabed Authority, for those who aren't familiar, and it's a tricky thing because we like to make these issues very divisive and black and white, creating a stark contrast between the two potential ways that we could move forward as a culture and society through this kind of issue. But ultimately, we have to realize that both sides, both choices on this path are going to benefit humanity. It's more so a question of what that cost-benefit analysis will be, right? Where are we willing to make the sacrifices in terms of convenience, in terms of economic convenience, right?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Something I've always said is the safest place is on the fence, because that's where you have the best view of both sides.
Right. Right.
And that's somewhere that I think a lot of people should really reconsider to group up on.
Now, what
pardon
me,
go ahead.
Chase, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, please.
I wanted to know, based on your experience, I know you did your postgrad at Yale, and I know in the law department there was a lot of talk about not wanting to jump to conclusions in regards to matters that involve what we'd call, I guess, international property, right? Because there's this sense that you can't really have a jurisdiction when it comes to the ocean floor. And I don't know a lot about this topic. I had a brief experience in my master's in public policy, which is mostly involving national matters, really, and matters of borders,
right.
And of course all the subdivisions we find in that, even in this lovely country of the United States of America. But I was curious, from your perspective, Chase, is this a matter that we can really approach as an entire globe? Can we handle this problem together, or does it still need to be stratified into some kind of legal division so we can even begin to do the work that needs to be done?
Well, I think that's a question of unity and a question of teamwork, especially on a global scale. When you really shrink down the matters into a much smaller sort of ecosystem, you can see there's a lot of conflict, not only on a grand scale between adults, but also between children. This is something that people are starting with at a very young age. I've actually done a lot of research into the psychology of children. I actually read an ethnography recently called "The Laws and Language of School Children," which sort of explores this idea of conflict and how conflict is resolved within the minds of children. Specifically, it was in the 1950s I believe it was the western and northwestern parts of the UK. And so I really do think that this idea of conflict, which is something that has two key individuals or groups, or I guess singular entities at odds with each other. This is something I think we would need to resolve before we can really tackle that issue, this idea of conflict, and this idea, because it keeps us apart, really, in the long term of things. And I do apologize, because I am trying to keep my composure. You can probably hear it in my voice. Right. I'm getting quite emotional about this, because this is something I feel very strongly about.
Chase,
but
if you don't mind, I'd like to ask, I am sure on behalf of some of the people who might be listening from home today, some people might put forth a conjecture saying that perhaps this type of conflict is a necessary force in continuing the human race, right? So we hear people like Steven Pinker famously saying that conflict is the inspiration for all progress. Do you, how do you think we can sort of rein these people in to, at the very least, compromise and work with people who may be struggling on the other end of this issue in order for us to push forward, perhaps in cooperation?
Well, it's a troublesome thing to bring up, I think, because just the mere mention of this is going to get people very upset, I feel. But I'm very glad that you did. I do think it's an important thing that we need to talk about. This learning to work with one another, specifically in regards to resolving conflict, I think is an important step forward. Although it could be said that conflict does, in fact, breed, let's say, ingenuity. Right. And this idea that, without odds, there can be no a reason to grow, or no drive to move forward and perhaps overcome whatever hurdles may be in front of us. But I personally think, and this is just a personal belief, so you can hold this not too close to your heart. I feel like just kind of examining this from the forefront might be wise. But I don't think that conflict is necessary for us as a species. And, I understand that might be controversial to say, but right. I do think it's true. And I do, and before you interrupt me, because I feel like you're about to, I will say, in regards to mining in space, I don't know if you knew this, but there's a meteor currently passing through our solar system. I believe it's E3045. It was recently discovered, by Elon Musk, who insisted that we launch a rocket into space to mine some of the valuable platinum, which was embedded deep within its core. I believe it was worth something around the ballpark of $13 trillion US.
Well, I think maybe
$25 trillion Canadian. Sorry, continue, please.
It's okay, Chase. I just think maybe maybe your considerations need to reincorporate the positive attributes of these sort of fiscal consequences for some of these things that you may deem as creating conflict or being divisive, right? If we consider that those profits we could potentially procure from such a large amount of precious metals, right? Considering sort of asteroid mining and other such technologies, wouldn't you consider it as a great way to kickstart the change in the seabed mining industry? To start pushing things away with the proper funding to research what's going on finally?
That's what it really does come back to, is the seabed mining. And this is, I think, why we're examining this so closely, is because at the very core of this issue is the issue of seabed mining and the devastation. I'm sure you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef. So I'm glad you said that. I really am glad you said that.
I'm glad I said it too, because I think it's important for you, Chase, to be considering both sides of this argument, especially as it becomes something that I know you have friends on both sides of the aisle. I know your ex-wife famously lobbied against the ISA. I believe that was after she did her internship at the Jackson School.
Yes, and I would thank you, and I do apologize. We can edit this out if necessary. I would appreciate not bringing up my ex-wife. I'm sorry. I didn't make this obvious to you.
That's fine, Chase. I'm sorry.
No, okay.
I didn't
That's
realize
all right.
that was part of the premise. Yeah.
No, I understand. It's a bit of a sore subject, but it's okay. And I'm so glad you brought that up, so we could clear that up maybe, as soon as possible.
Yeah, maybe just to segue things to kind of get away from the sensitivity of the seabed mining. I'd like to transfer this dialogue over to the what a lot of people might not know is a very connected issue. Involving the distribution of water purification tablets. So through a lot of humanitarian, a lot of humanitarian organizations right now are trying to basically change their format from delivering filtration systems, right, which has been commonly used since, I don't know, maybe that was 65 or 66, to now focusing on the tablets, right, instead. And those tablets obviously being very dependent on certain minerals that we get from the sea. So I'm just wondering how you would feel about the humanitarian effects of perhaps trying to limit what's going on when it comes to seabed mining and looking at alternatives, like we said, on the moon.
Well, and I'm so glad you brought this up. This is quite a divisive topic, really, especially in regards to how it connects to seabed mining and how that might connect indeed to extraterrestrial mining and excavation sites. I do think that when it comes to the capsules, which can be used for water filtration, as you said, I don't know, I believe it was around 65 is when water filtration systems really began.
66, yeah.
66, the year 60.
Right,
I believe that was I believe it was the Stanford Benet system, which became the standard, especially in a lot of humanitarian projects across the world.
UNICEF, I think, was a late adopter, but I think generally that was.
Oh, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely correct in that regard. In regards to the actual minerals necessary for the water purification, I'm actually quite firm in my belief that there's no real way to approach this, in a kind way that really is considerate of not only the feelings of the pro camp, but also the con camp or the anti camp.
Chase, how can we carefully address this issue without obfuscating the consequences for either the seabed floor or for humanitarian causes across the globe?
Well, Jet. And I'm so glad you asked that.
Of course.
Sorry. Jed, I'm so glad you asked that. I do think that in regards to resolving this particular issue, like you said, there is a lot of ways that we could obfuscate the actual goal in mind, because when considering either side of the debate, you may be tempted to sugarcoat things or blunten some tactics or ideas that you want to put forward.
There's been a lot of sensationalism, particularly on this topic.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of buzzwords around this one. It's been, the Twitter sphere has been, humming with ideas surrounding this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. But I do think at the end of the day, it would benefit us more than anything to resolve this issue, because I'm not sure how aware of this you are. Many places in the world, around the globe. Yeah, okay. Many places around the world are, I'll say this for the audience, are bereft of clean drinking water. So I think it would really just be beneficial to all of us, not just as United States citizens or citizens of the UK or even citizens of Japan.
Bereft. Yeah.
Or Canadian.
That's right. There's Canadians.
There are, yes, and we need to consider that too when approaching this subject. I think it would really benefit us all on a humanitarian level to clean up that water, which is, I actually believe that is a tagline that UNICEF is using in some of their campaigns for these pills which clean up the water, which is let's clean up that water.
It's quite deceptive, I would say. A very, very not so transparent tagline. I would say it's masking the real issues, I would say, with a very easy to digest, you could say a tablet that is quite friendly for the masses, but perhaps not considering all the nuance of such a impactful universal topic such as this.
Yeah. That is the thing, is that there's very little consideration for the long-term effects that this would have on the environment. I'm sure you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef. And so I think it is important to consider not only the short-term and the mid-term, but the long-term and the very long-term as well in regards to the aggregation of these different minerals necessary. Yeah, absolutely.
Particularly the very long-term, which is something I recall from some of my short study I did at the World Warehouse in Copenhagen, was that there was a few different sectors in the facility, and it was all clearly truncated based on the type of timeline we're considering. And I remember I was there with my what was his name? My buddy Pete Jacobs. That's right. And there was an
I actually read his book recently. That's quite a coincidence. I read his book. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
It's okay. I think you should have expressed your appreciation for Pete.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Of course. I think that Pete Jacobs, a lot of you don't know, is a very acclaimed author. He's actually the top of his field in a quite niche area of bio.
It's very niche, yeah.
Yeah, biobiology. A lot of people don't actually know that.
Within the bioengineering sector, he's quite an accolade. But of course, I mean, our initial connection was Iron Man Australia.
Yes.
I've been doing, I don't know, for almost 2 decades now. But we initially met at sort of the latter leg. I think it was about 3.8 kilometers swimming, and all along the eastern Australian coast, it was quite beautiful. But that was probably the first moment where I started really considering what might be going on out there, deep.
Yeah, deep off the eastern Australian coast, and it's actually quite funny that you mentioned that, because that actually is, and as I said before, Pete Jacobs is, of course, the head in the study of biobiology, which a lot of people think sounds redundant, but is actually, it's actually a real field if you believe it. Do some research. You can Google it. I'm sure I don't need to explain to our listeners. I'm sure they know.
I think if they follow the right sources, they should be able to put that together.
Absolutely. But that is actually the east coast of Australia. That actually is where a lot of his studies tended to stem from. And I'm sure you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef, and how its effects on
so I want to get back to my story.
Please, absolutely. I'm so sorry.
It's totally fine. It's just when we were working in that warehouse, I was doing a short study there in Copenhagen. We realized such a clear distinction between the types of timelines that we were considering for what kind of food supplements, what kind of dietary and vitamins we might need. That it was such a different way of viewing reality that really perplexed most of us, even as interns who'd been preparing for such a situation like that for a very long time. And part of that sort of calculus of trying to assess where your value fits on each of these timelines is, I think, exactly what brings people together in such brilliant organizations. Because having the sort of clarity to create those correct decisions based on when you need to be making them is easily one of the greatest and most fulfilling challenges, I would say, of my or most academics' professional life. And would you say that this is a fair way to analyze how we might approach such issues, such as water?
Yeah, I think so. And
Right.
especially as any concepts so universal as water, at least in an anthropocentric universe. And it's interesting that you also brought up the different studies of timelines and how we construct them. And I've noticed, and this is just on my own personal studies, I've noticed a very clear and specific survivorship bias based on the study of timelines and how often we consider long-term to be much more important than short-term.
Right.
Though when you really look at it and really understand and consider the aforementioned survivorship bias, you'll come to see that short-term decisions come and go so much more fast that it's almost imperceivable and you wouldn't consider them quite as much because everybody can think about the long term, but very few people are thinking about the short term. So I've actually been studying on a dissertation. I've been writing it, writing a dissertation on the importance of short-term thinking.
Has this been part of your residency, or is this just an independent work?
No, this is part of my tenure at the University of Doshisha in Kyoto.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I understand. But I digress. It's the dissertation is titled "Forget Your Tomorrow, Live for the Next 20 Seconds," it's specifically in regards to how one person's decision-making should never extend beyond what will happen within the next 20 seconds to them based on their own calculations of what is, going to immediately happen. Of course, it becomes more difficult in situations where you cannot predict what could possibly happen for you. For example, when you're walking outside in the rain, you cannot exactly predict what's going to fall on your head, but you have a pretty good idea.
And from what I understand, Chase, this is pardon me for interrupting, by the way, but this from what I understand is quite a seminal kind of disruptive concept in the sociological sphere that you're presenting it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
And why do you think there's so much pushback? Is it something to do with how people might be perceiving our role as the humans that will transcend into the technological realm? Is it something about this sort of futuristic paradigm we're in, where now we start to question the distinction between reality and fantasy, between flesh and technology, particularly as it pertains to time management, sort of seeing, and again, I'm very glad you brought that up earlier, the difference between a long time and a very, very long time. This is sort of trade jargon, right? Not exactly the terms we'd use strictly in our papers, but there's a clear distinction to be made and something to be said about the kind of convoluted nature of our internal mechanisms, which we can attempt to project a sense of what time is onto reality.
Well, if I'm so sorry, but I think I know exactly how to answer your question, and I'll ask you to bear with me for a moment. I'm going to
of course, Chase.
throw a few. I'm going to throw a few words at you, and I would like
aloud.
you to. Yeah, of course, but I believe me, I've done all my thinking I need to. I'm going to throw a couple words at you, and I want to see how they hit you. Copernicus, Galileo, Shakespeare, Gallagher, the comedian.
Right. King's College London. That's what they have in common, right?
That's exactly right. And another thing they have in common is that they're all groundbreaking in their respective fields.
Of course.
And in my field of microsociology, in specifically regards to the chronological aberration, which is I'm actually coining this term for this new field, which I'm discovering. I do think it is important because it is disruptive in its very nature. I'm ready and willing to die on the hill of living your life for the next 20 seconds. Yes, ready and willing, absolutely. To fight back against the naysayers and all those with dissenting opinions, specifically because I have faith in just how important this study is.
So something I'm concerned about, Chase, I'm just going to express to you as your academic peer, and
certainly,
and somewhat as your friend, but mostly as your academic peer, is I want to ask if you've kind of mulled through the potentially problematic aspects of this line of thinking in which you could be resorting to a sort of circular train of logic here, right? Because if we were to say that this premise of short-term, 20-second and under thinking being the superior option in all considerations, perhaps there could be something wrong with this premise if it can only be justified within that same amount of time, being under 20 seconds. How would you deal with this?
You know, that's a good question. I'm so glad you brought that up. The best part about this, and you're gonna love this, Jed. I really do think that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is within my method of thinking for the next 20 seconds and then repeating. I've been doing most of my studies in regards to that to sort of speak to the benefits and the efficacy of this method. And I found that within that method that everything that I'm doing is exactly correct. So I haven't needed to consider the negative side of things, because luckily for me there actually is no negative side of things, I've found. So
well, I'll be curious to see how far your paper makes it in peer review, just because you know what they've all been saying, about how
I know what they've been saying,
the climate, and it's just the inflation
and the seabed mining,
there's implications really, to these things, that
Chase, a lot of people just don't consider.
You should consider how all these things are going to affect your paper, and how your paper, I mean, your resources right now. I just think, Chase, I like you should be considering, similar to myself, how your time is spent right now and how this might affect the real issues, right? When we think about
I'm
purifying water and
very deeply
the minerals that we need from the very deep recesses of every ocean on this planet.
Believe me, I'm considering my time very deeply, specifically the next 20 seconds. And I would like to answer your concern with another concern. How do you think my paper will affect these issues?
Well, I think,
and that's something I've. Please go ahead.
I think I'm very concerned that your paper could specifically hit a few people up high in the ISA who I know are connected to your field, a few people who I know are reading the same journals, the people who are similar backgrounds, Tennessee School of Sleep Science, and I just don't want to see what happened before happen here in regards to the deep seabed mining industry, because I think you are pushing a narrative that is going to be complementary to certain points of view, but at worst expository and inflammatory of others at the end of the day, Chase.
Well, really, at the end of things, and this might be a very overly simplistic way of looking at it, but I live by the motto of, if you're not doing anything wrong in an academic sense, then you have nothing to hide and you have nothing to be exposed. So,
right.
I think we'll come up to see a lot of as my paper continues to come out in any papers after that as well on the same subject.
Galileo was quite famous for discovering changes in the Earth's shape, and
that's right.
I'm wondering
I remember
if you are worried, if you are Galileo or if you are Galileo's father, right? Which end of this problem do you think you're going to be sitting on? This is the type of things that I think maybe if you'd spent a little less time in the kind of the schmoozing, the back lounge, I think maybe less time with Vanessa.
Now that's okay. Well, okay, Jed.
We know it was a distraction.
No,
it was a distraction from your work.
Well, it's everybody's.
We all have a common goal here.
Everybody has their vices.
This as your friend.
No, and I understand that, and I appreciate that, and I'm so glad you said this. But I also have I don't understand how this could possibly bear on the subject at hand, Jet, and I would appreciate it as your friend and as your academic peer. Yes. I'm sure you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef, so I don't feel like I don't need to say much more about that. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
Could you
please?
I think I may have missed the last portion there, but from what I'm understanding, this is a professional issue, and I'm glad that you're bringing
it's extending
it up
into
on
a
the
social
podcast
issue
to demonstrate to our audience proper discourse, right? How we can, in a similar way that we alluded to earlier, trying to perhaps heal the wounds that manifest in adult academic spheres by attempting to re-navigate it through the eyes of a younger version of yourself. Chase, if you will remember, you were quite the the accomplished student when you were just a senior in high school, if I remember correctly. That's right. Sort of climbing the chair of your local school's economics department before you'd even graduated high school. So I want to see that kind of ambition, as we should all continue to have that ambition, approaching a increasingly dire time where places like the Mensa podcast are really going to be instrumental in keeping the selective focus of our academic community on target.
You know what, Jet? I think
on target, Chase. I think you'd agree with that.
Right? No, Jet. I appreciate what you're saying, and I'm so glad you did say what you said. Your pieces I feel very important, but I think what would be most beneficial to everybody, not only me and yourself, but also the listeners, is we took a step back. We reconsidered the choices of topics that we're jumping into here,
things
specifically.
That we're saying, maybe with a more careful
in regards,
approach.
Specifically, yes. Oh my God. Holy fucking shit, dude. I don't know if I can do this much longer.
Chase, I need you to focus. I need you to focus for the Mensa viewers here. I think you're letting down a lot of people.
I don't... You know what, Jet?
You're letting down me, Chase.
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry, Mr. Gold. Truly and honestly, I am. But you know what?
What will Aurelius think? What will Aurelius think when he hears this podcast?
You know what? Fuck Aurelius and fuck you, Jet. I don't need you bringing up Vanessa. I don't need you bringing up my ex-wife. This is absurdly unprofessional, and I cannot believe that you're showcasing this on my first episode,
preposterous,
Jet.
Chase,
I am not being preposterous, and I would ask our viewers to consider.
This is
do you hear
uncool
that?
and unrepresentative of the value.
Hey, do you hear that, Jet?
Fuck you.
Hey.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, put that down. Yo, what the fuck? No. Oh my God. Stop.
And that's what you get for being smart, you dickhead.
What the fuck, you guys?
We're taking these mics.
No. Liars Club's back.
No, fuck. Oh, man, come on.
It's been way too long since we did one of these.
Oh,
it's been a week.
And
it's
been
a fucking week.
Longest week and day of our lives.
Are you wearing a bow tie?
It's mandatory. You're not allowed to enter the Mensa building without one, which, by the way, you're not even supposed to fucking be here, let alone fucking killing my co-host. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It turns out, on Labor Day,
yeah,
if you just tell people that you're extending Labor Day by a day, people just won't come in.
They won't come in, and they'll leave their IDs out on their desk.
Do you know how easy it is to find people a part of Mensa just by searching email addresses?
I fucking told them that they should not have outsourced their security team from previous ThinkGeek employees, dude. I told them that it wouldn't be good. I told them that it wouldn't work out.
My ThinkGeek insider finally paid off.
You're long con. I can't be laughing. You just killed my fucking
missed
co-host.
us. You missed us.
Oh my God.
See, you're laughing at all of our jokes.
We weren't even fucking done with the podcast yet. We didn't get to one fucking episode. Come on, man.
Well, hold on. You can still do the episode.
Yeah, you can still go. We're here now.
You gonna talk to me about what we were talking about?
Yeah, sure. Whatever the fuck.
I feel like me and Jackson, if we put our heads together, we can make at least one Mensa member.
Yeah, we have the IQ equivalent of a Mensa member.
Oh my God. Okay. Just for the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
Take this seriously, please.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Okay.
We are friends. We're your friends. We can.
Okay.
We're
friends, but right now we have to be academic colleagues because otherwise you're not gonna be able to catch up with Jack Gold. All right.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
You have our word.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Before he's still wiggling. Hold on. Just fucking
stop. Jesus, dude.
What? He was still moving.
He was still moving.
God, we could have taken him to the fucking hospital. Whatever. Okay, hang on.
Whatever, dude.
You dust off my fucking shirt. I got some blood on my fucking bow tie, dickhead. Okay. I'm gonna... Sorry about that interruption, everybody. Welcome back to the Mensacast, episode 1.
Schnookums.
Oh.
Sorry.
Do it over.
Please. Okay. So, as we were talking about, we were just talking about my
Do it over.
Go. Sorry, we gotta get it out. We gotta get it out.
I wasn't ready.
Okay. Please don't do that again. Okay. I'm sorry about the interruption, everybody. Welcome back to the Mensacast, episode 1, with my new co-hosts, Robert Fergosi and Jackson Ward. Welcome. Jet Gold unfortunately had to step away, but let's get back.
Oh, he got stepped all right.
Yeah, he sure got stepped.
On.
Yeah, sorry.
We stepped on him.
They validate parking here?
No, they don't fucking validate parking here, not for non-members, dude.
Validate parking for my car so I can drive real far. Parappa the Rapper. You missed us.
You missed
Shut
us,
the
dude.
fuck up. Oh my god.
Okay. Before the break, we were talking about the efficacy and the ramifications of seabed mining, specifically off the eastern coast of Australia. Boys, if you could please weigh in on it, what do you think the pros and cons of seabed mining, specifically for the acquisition of minerals used in tablets used to purify water across the world, are? Pros and cons if you're in a camp.
I don't play Minecraft.
No.
No, it's for your controllers, dummy.
Oh!
No. I'm talking about seabed mining, like going underground with drills and mining minerals.
That's the shit they do in Splatoon, right?
And what are those minerals for?
They're for water purifying tablets, and no, they don't do that in Splatoon.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought it was like mining for like the little things that you could turn into computer chips.
I thought it was like a Splatoon thing. Like it sounded like Salmon Run.
No.
This is a video game podcast, right?
No, it's Mensacast, dude. Do you even read academic journals?
What does that mean?
Which part? Which part does what mean?
Mensacast.
Mensa. Well, Mensa means
Give me your watermelon.
Mensa.
Why does watermelon have a bow tie?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
He's a member. I don't know if I didn't think
He's got little glasses and a bow tie and suspenders. Like what the fuck?
That's so cute.
Yeah.
We could have just had watermelon let us in.
You know.
Why were you ignoring our emails?
I don't actually know what Mensa means now that I think about it.
Man,
I think it means
dude.
What?
Mensa,
Vine? Are you making Vine references in the fucking Seattle Mensa headquarters?
Whatever.
Members of everything.
I'm pretty sure it means table in Spanish.
And
at least.
nothing. No, that's Mesa.
That's Mesa. Oh, and you call yourself a Mensa member.
Yeah, hey.
I was spitballing. I don't fucking know language, dude. What are you talking about? Okay, look. Clearly you don't have an opinion on seabed mining, so let's move on. Okay, how about this? I was talking about my 10-year dissertation from Doshishi University, talking about the importance...
Oh, Doshishi?
Don't laugh at that.
Oh, Doshishi?
Oh, Doshishi?
Don't laugh at that. That's nothing.
Talk about your tent thing.
Talking about your tennis.
It's a tenure, okay, and it's at Doshishi University, all right, and it was specifically shut the fuck up about oh my god!
I don't even know the word.
Stop! Would you take your fucking balaclavas off? I can't fucking take you seriously if I can't see your faces.
Yeah, my bad.
I just completely forgot they were off.
How did you know it was us?
You missed us.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Okay, so check it out.
Yeah?
I did miss you.
Uh-huh.
But, see? I missed you, but I wish you could have made a more, I don't know, formal entrance instead of coming in and killing Jet Gold. You know, he had fucking 3 PhDs. That guy was contributing to society. And
I pee out my D every day. I don't fucking...
What the Oh my god!
I have a PhD too. Pretty hard dick.
Oh,
that I used to sex the ladies.
that I used to fuck women.
The same fucking gray matter that solved at least 200 different world crises is currently on the bottom of my fucking my Doc Martens shoes. You fucking Jesus Christ! How did you even do that? You guys are strong. Oh my god!
It's not that hard to crush a human skull.
We took steroids before coming in.
We
here.
juiced up.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess.
We saw the AEW All Out pay-per-view and went, we could do that.
We could do that even better. I watched the AEW Scrum and I read the dirt sheets and I said I could do that.
Hang on.
I could fight CM Punk.
One sec. I'm going to look something up real quick.
I thought you knew everything.
Yeah, I thought you knew everything, Mensa member.
It's not. No, I'm just... The point of IQ is that you can think faster or something. I don't actually know what it does. Hang on. I have to make sure of something.
I heard it was to keep lower income families out of rich neighborhoods.
No, that's called redlining.
I thought Ronald Reagan did that.
I thought Redline was an anime.
I thought the Red Line was a metro.
What was the prequel to Redline?
Blue.
No.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, I just looked it up. Jet Gold had at least one racist paper, so I don't have to feel too bad about it.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So we
no,
did a
I
good
just
thing.
I had to justify it, and you know what? I fucking whatever. Look. Here's the thing about Mensa is that like I like to think that I got in because I'm smart, but like everybody here is so much smarter than me. It's so fucking annoying. You wouldn't believe the amount of condescending that these people fucking do. And the thing is, like, I know that you guys condescend to me too sometimes, but like when you do it, it's like in jest, and when they do it, it's to like assert dominance, you know, which sucks, dick.
When we do it, it's about cartoons and fucking good. When
Which
Mensa
we
does
do.
it, it's about your upbringing.
It's about your upbringing and how you're better than everybody for some reason.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't feel too bad
I
about
used to
it.
know a lot of people who talked like they were in Mensa.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you used to know them?
Well, I don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here's the thing. I used to know at least one person that talked like they were in Mensa. It was Jet Gold, and now I can't talk to him again because you killed him.
Damn, that's
So-
crazy. This is a nice recording space, actually.
Yeah, this is way better than my fucking room.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew
Watermelon
this, but
agrees.
Mensa is a non-profit organization that has sanctions by the government. So, like, all of this
What?
stuff is like like thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Do they pay for any of it?
I don't know. I'm just on the social media team. I don't fucking.
Did you pay for any of this?
Fuck no, I didn't. The only reason I came here is because it was a better job. You know, they're gonna pay me to be on this podcast. That's the only reason I want to finish this episode, so I still get my paycheck.
Was that his drink? Are you drinking his drink?
It's root beer, and I don't even like it.
Oh, ugh, never mind.
I got frappe, from
You're
McDonald's.
telling me that the government gives payouts to this non-profit organization,
I don't know, better than giving payouts to Tesla. I don't fucking.
and you're telling me that my
Mm-hmm.
taxes are going towards this podcast set?
Well, not anymore. They're probably gonna fucking. I got whipped cream in my throat. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And you claim to be the smartest member.
I didn't claim that.
You claim
You
to
claim
be
that Robbie said I was, and I
claim
denied
that.
it.
You
You fucking
claim to be
You're
the
you're the
smartest
you're
member
the
of liars.
brains. You're the brains of the organization.
Not the brains. I just do the most of the work. I don't know.
Are you
I
sure
just-
because you got some brains on your shoes?
It's not even my brains. That's Jet's brains. Would you at least say sorry a little bit to Jet Gold?
Nah.
I can't.
What? Oh, I guess he's
It
dead.
was
Because he's
meaningless.
super dead. I can apologize to his racist family.
Well, you don't know if his family's racist.
I'm pretty sure his family's racist.
How can you tell?
He was in Mensa.
Yeah.
I don't think being in Mensa immediately makes you a racist.
I don't know,
I think
Chase.
it makes
Tell
you.
us.
I think it makes you complacent, but I don't think it makes you racist. It just makes you almost racist.
Are there
It makes
people in
you-
Mensa who believe in IQ and don't believe in IQ?
Yeah. I'm in Mensa, and I think IQ is stupid. So,
All right.
yeah. Maybe I'm just. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's because I'm better than Mensa. Who knows? I don't know.
We should
I-
make our own club of smart people.
What would you want to call it?
Liars Club.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Robbie. Except for the fact that we already have a YouTube channel called that. So I think we can just keep doing that one and just say we're now a high IQ society. Can we actually, you know, so Mensa Seattle took over the Twitter. When we come back, I want to put back Bridge Burners Extraordinaire in the bio, but can we also put high IQ society in the bio?
Can we put our business email?
I don't know, maybe. Well, I mean, people apparently keep finding our business email. It just so happens that whenever they do, they reach out to me exclusively for some
now
reason.
they're using it to reach out to you and me.
I don't know why that is. We both have our business emails like
Partners,
in our
bro.
Twitter bios. I guess so, but like even when we open up the Liars Club Gmail account and it's like, "Hey Chase, would you like to play a game?" And when Jackson's the one who checks it the most frequently, it can't help. It's like a little bit annoying.
I check
right?
it every
I mean,
day.
yeah, exactly. I check it like once every 3 days or something,
an
just
idea.
because I like
What?
I like it when they give us free games. But what's up, Robbie?
So how about this?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We purchase a pack of puzzles, of pattern
Okay.
recognition puzzles from some website.
Sure.
We give them the Twilight.
Okay.
She'll create some type of like HTML Java game that could be played in browser.
Right.
And then we create a fake society of intelligent people. and then say
Okay.
that we're looking for members, and we post it all over different Craigslists of different cities.
And then we sell their information.
Well, no, I don't. I don't
Oh.
want their information. Maybe.
Well,
an
no,
email
neither do
address.
I. But I mean, a lot of companies do, and they'll pay a lot of money for it too.
Okay, so you're thinking about making some money off of this deal?
Yeah, because I figure if it's like, hey, you know, free IQ test, and then at the very end it's like, hey, we're calculating your IQ. Please put in your email, you know, and then we'll send you the results. And we get a bunch of emails, and we can sell that to Google. I don't know.
I think we should do like an actual live meeting.
Really.
Like we rent out a space.
You talk about renting out a space for all sorts of shenanigans, and we never do it.
Would it?
Well, check it out.
Okay, hold
Okay.
on.
Rent out a space, and then we invite people and say, "Hey, we're having a convention where we
Okay.
can discuss future plans of our team."
Do you think you're allowed to like legally put high IQ society in like the bio of an organization if you aren't like confirmed?
Yes.
Do you have to legally be confirmed to be a high IQ society?
I mean, I don't know how it works. Maybe.
You're a member of Mensa. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. I think at least I would be willing to bet that each of us individually have an IQ above like 125. So like we're at least above average IQ society, you know.
We did.
So it's got to count for something, right?
We did those tests one time, and I was like, what, 9, 10 points under you?
Something like that. What was your IQ again? I'll censor it.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah. I don't actually know what mine is. Here's the fucked up thing: is that Mensa, when you take the test, they don't actually give you like a number.
I wonder
at
why.
the end of it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because it's the test is a Mensa test. It's not like the Stanford Binet or the Ultra quiz or whatever the fuck it's called, the mega test. And so I just know that I have to be above like 135, I think, to get in. I don't fucking know. So I think I'm at 138. If you know, so chew on that, idiots. I'm saying this to everybody, I guess.
Would it be fucked up of me to eat a dead man's lunch?
I mean, he's not gonna eat it.
Robbie, you want half of this?
What's on it?
I don't know. It just looks like a normal grinder.
It's like, okay, so he was weird. Jet was weird. He would always. So here are the two things
Who
he
puts
eats.
coleslaw on a grinder? What the
That's
fuck?
I was about to say.
Ew.
Never
He puts
mind.
coleslaw. That's what the potato chips are for. He usually puts them on, but he didn't like putting them on like when he prepared it because he
Ugh.
doesn't want them to be soggy. The other thing he gets, and get this, the other thing he usually eats for lunch is sushi with peanut butter on it.
That's
What?
weird.
That's fucked up, right? That's weird, right?
Why do you have a double? Why do you have a love seat connected for his own setup, and why are you sitting in like a normal like studious chair? Why did he have a love seat?
Well, he's a senior member, and I'm new, so I didn't get the he was like, oh, I want this one, and I was like, that's fine.
There's not like even divots in any of like the left or right cushion. It's just like, did he sit on the crack of this love seat the entire time? That's weird.
I don't fucking. He was a weird guy. He was eclectic. We'll say that he was eclectic.
Well, now he's a dead bitch.
Shut the. Have some respect for the recently departed, would you? He's still warm, bro. Oh, I fucking smell him.
The only thing we departed was his head from his body.
Well, I mean, yeah.
We pooped.
He pooped. He voided his bowels.
I
That's
don't-
yucky.
Should
bro.
watermelon be eaten? Whatever.
It's fine.
He's a bird. You know, they descended from dinosaurs. You know, that's another thing that you would only know if you're smart from Mensa.
I knew
Is
that.
I think if you believe
Well, I guess
dinosaurs have
I guess you're
feathers,
smart.
you're part of a cult.
if you believe dinosaurs have feathers, fuck you and die.
You're in a cult. You've been brainwashed by Big Dino. Now you're drinking his drink.
You know, it's good. He's not gonna drink it. You can have my frappe.
Part of me,
It's pretty
No.
good.
part of me feels bad we interrupted this, but also like you left us alone for a week.
What do you mean I left you? You're talking like you're a fucking dog in a hot car. You're adults. You can make decisions for yourself. You both have cars.
Yeah, and we drove here.
And I know, and you killed somebody.
I took the bus.
Why did you take the bus? Did you not have gas money?
No.
I asked if you wanted me to, if you wanted a carpool.
Yeah, but I didn't want to admit it.
That's fine.
Well, you're admitting it. You're admitting it now on recording.
Yeah, but I feel like now's the best time to do it because I'm like, you know, in front of people. I didn't want to like embarrass myself in front of you guys.
We're friends. So we can be
Yeah,
vulnerable
we're
with
friends.
each other.
Come on, man. Yeah, we can be vulnerable with. You can be vulnerable with me and Jackson and the 2,000 people listening to this right now.
And watermelon.
Okay.
And Watermelon.
Could I be honest about another thing?
Sure.
Yeah, of course, man.
I don't really like Arizona green tea that much.
Why not?
Really? Why not?
It's just kind of watery.
You know what?
But you.
I agree with you.
I like sugary drinks. Like, they got a lot of sugar in them.
I don't like matcha. There was when I was in the hospital in Kyoto, whenever they gave us the free meals, like, oh, can you imagine paying $400 to stay in a hospital for 5 days, including meals and anesthesia? Anyway,
Imagine.
all the free complimentary 2-course meals that we got, including fish and sushi and rice, they didn't give you water. They only gave you green tea with it. They didn't. There was I was like, hey, can I get some water? I don't really like green tea, and they were like, no, sorry, and then they left.
But
and I hated that. I really do not like green tea. It is too earthy for me. I don't like most teas. It's just like if something, check it out. If something has the consistency of water and tastes like not water, and also it's hot, that's gross. I don't like that.
You should have lied and said that you were allergic to green tea.
Ah, fuck. I should have lied to the doctors. You're right.
Well, just
about my immune system.
No, just like it's fucking innocent to be like, I'm allergic to some teas. I don't know if I can drink this.
すいません、matcha wa chotto難しい. And they'd be like, yeah, sure, man. Why are you speaking Japanese? I
speak fluent English.
I'm the English-speaking doctor, so I don't know you're kind cute.
Kind of looks bad on your part to assume that, but all right.
I'm in Mensa. And I was like, go Mensa.
You weren't in Mensa, Dan.
No, the doctor was in Mensa, and he said that.
Yeah, go Mensa, gaijin.
Fucking Hakutone. It means white pig in Japanese. That's one of the shirts I'm selling on Clown Depot. That store. It's fucking Kairu Hakutone.
Are you allowed to plug your own stuff on a Mensa podcast?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna fire me anyway. I'm associated with you. They're gonna hold me accountable for this, especially because we've been having a conversation for the past 20 minutes and I haven't called the police yet. So,
it's fine.
You missed us.
Nobody else is in the building.
Of course, I missed you. I miss you guys. I just wish you could have given me a chance to do this.
We did
for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god.
It was traffic.
Well. I missed you guys too, and I'm excited to go back to the Liars Club compound, our little 2-bedroom apartment with the bunk bed and the gigantic chair made of Game Cubes. You guys haven't sold any of my Game Cubes, have you? I'm gonna kill both of you. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna kill you both. You fucking dickheads.
You left us. We needed money.
We didn't know when you were coming back, or if you were coming back.
My room here at the Mensa headquarters, which is a 40-story building with armored windows and metal walls, which is the lore I'm making up right now. I had a really nice room. A private room too, with like a bathroom and a shower and everything. So every time I would go and do my Mensa chores, I would, they would come back and they would give me a little towel folded up like an elephant, It was nice. It was like a Carnival cruise, and now I'm probably never gonna be able to come back here, dude.
Well, that's fine, I guess. Hey, I have a question.
For you, what?
That's fine. Don't worry. Why did everybody that was walking around while we were trying to get to you carrying a Scientology book?
I don't know. I kind of just figured that they were studying it, maybe doing a group project. I'd never really questioned it that much. I figured it was normal.
But it was everybody that we came across was carrying one of those books.
Yeah, I don't know. I talked to Reverend Johnson about that. He's my higher up, and he said that everybody was studying for the event. And I don't know what the event is. I just figured some conference coming. Oh, excuse me, conference coming
drink
up.
The punch, bro.
Yeah, no, he said they're gonna be making some really good fruit punch later. So I figured, I'm really excited about that. You were talking about how much you love sugary drinks, and
I do love sugary drinks and poisons. So I might be in for a 2-for-1.
I don't know what that means, but I guess I can miss it.
Yo,
here's the
poison.
Poison.
Nah,
Poison.
I was doing Alice Cooper. I wasn't doing
poison.
Never trust a big butt and a smile.
Yeah, we got Robbie now. Yeah. We lost Robbie and then we got him back immediately.
Well,
when they said me and the crew used to do her,
what?
that we're the crew.
What is the Like
And Dooher is the Mensa building. We did that.
And Dooher is breaking into the Mensa building.
and
we
and
did that.
killing. Did you? He was the only person you killed, right? You didn't kill anybody else.
Sure.
Okay, so you're lying. So you're lying.
Sure.
You're lying, and now you're doing an Aki joke to easily deflect the fact that I know you're lying about killing
I know
people.
sleeper holds.
What the fuck? No, you don't. You know sleeper holds that if not immediately treated after going unconscious, the people will die. They'll die. Their brain won't get enough oxygen, and they'll die.
I know chokeholds.
I brought tranquilizers.
Let me see your gun.
Okay.
These are lethal rounds. These are horse tranquilizers.
You had ketamine the whole time?
You didn't share?
I figured
Yeah.
that the horse is basically the smartest pet.
So you were accounting for the size of the brain?
Listen.
That's where it goes. It goes up into the brain and makes you sleepy, and then you fall asleep.
Robbie has a point. The horse is the dog of the animal world.
What?
That's true.
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
The cat is the dog of the animal world. It's
The
got
cat-
It's 4 legs. It's small and it lives in your house.
Cats and dogs are opposites.
Fuck. You're right. It's like boys and girls.
It's exactly.
And
Girls
nothing
are
else.
girls are cats and dogs are boys.
Men.
No. I think cats are boys and dogs are also boys.
Boys love dogs and women love dogs, but in a different way. Specifically, white women.
Women.
Fish are boys.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Snakes are girls.
Yeah, because they'd be trifling.
Ferrets are girls.
Okay. No, I think ferrets are a very specific type of boy.
No, ferrets are girls.
It's
Really?
smelling musty in here.
Hamsters
Yeah,
are girls.
You killed a man, so hamsters are okay. Hamsters, okay. Check it out.
Uh-huh.
Collecting Disney memorabilia before the year 2005 is boys, after the year 2005 is girls.
Why specifically 2005?
Because there are a lot of like old Disney heads that are like old men that collect all the pins and shit. And now I think a lot of modern Disney fans are like Disney couples. And I feel like usually, girls are the sort of leading force in
Boys are
that.
Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider produced shows.
Yeah, okay.
Girls are Disney shows, Hannah Montana onward.
Yeah.
Boys are SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Girls are
Patrick, and they're gay.
Can I say girls are also Rugrats, I think? No, boys are Rugrats.
Boys are
excuse me.
Rugrats. Girls are Squidward.
Boys are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Girls are Mrs. Puff and Pearl.
I think boys are Pearl.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess so. Boys are definitely Mr. Krabs.
I think boys are Gimp and girls are Photoshop.
Yeah. Boys are Linux and girls are
Linux.
Yeah, no. You know what? Girls are Linux, boys are Ubuntu specifically.
You know what?
Yeah, what?
This boy is hungry. Does the Mensa building have a kitchen?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Do you guys want to go to the kitchen?
I don't know. I don't know what smart people eat. I'm kind of scared.
Do they have any vegan stuff?
Do they have vegan stuff? They got Soylent. Am I going to have to eat Soylent?
I don't know, man. Do you want to steal from the Mensa building before we leave or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I want this equipment.
Thank you very much for listening to episode 1 and probably the final episode of the Mensacast.
Don't say that. Maybe the people will come in. They'll see that it got a bit messy.
Mm-hmm.
We explain ourselves. And water under the bridge. Maybe you come back for another Mensacast.
Tell me. Okay, check it out. Role play. Please come into your house. Excuse me, Mr. Fergosi. Care to explain what you were doing on the 6th of September, 2022?
Why, yes, officer. I would totally be willing to talk to you about that. Would you like a drink of fruit punch?
Okay, so you're going to kill the police officers that come to our house.
No. I'm just going to offer them some fruit punch.
You're saying, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about poisoning and killing police officers.
I didn't say that.
You said you were going to give them fruit punch in a very suspicious voice after 15 minutes ago talking about poison fruit punch.
Allow me to introduce you to my tranquilizer rifle.
Tranquilizer?
And then I shoot them with my tranquilizer.
With your horse tranquilizer that killed a bunch of people on the way in here.
They're fine. They're fine.
I'm going to the kitchen.
Everybody, thank you very much. Come back next week for episode 52 of Liars for Hire.
Are you coming with us or not?
I have to end the podcast. Hang on.
Oh my God! Just turn the button. I'm turning off this mic.
Bye.
Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Thank you everybody for coming. Fuck, hang on. I gotta go through my notes and see what the ending was. Where's the fucking...
Come to the kitchen with us.
Hang on, I have to fucking read the intro, extra.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Okay, hang on.
They got individually packaged fruit snacks.
Let the light of knowledge into your life. That's the fucking stupidest outro I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, bye everybody.